Hello everybody, welcome. Hi, this is Do. I'm the owner of Doodots and Designs, and I'm coming to you today on Dixie Belle Paint page. And tonight I want to show you how to paint fabric on this chair. Before we get started though, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm new to the Dixie Belle family and I'm super excited to be here. I live in East Texas. Is there anybody out there who is close to me in Texas can give me a shout out? I'd love to hear all you fellow Texans out there. Give me some thumbs up and some hearts. And if you come on and you're just seeing me, I'd love for you to say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. But tonight we're going to explore a little bit about painting fabric. And I paint furniture painters, basically. I'm a furniture painter, but I'm also a blogger, a DIY enthusiast. I'm a photographer. I do a lot of different things, but my love really is painting furniture, and I've done it for a very long time. I actually started painting furniture before chalk paint was invented. So I'm pretty old. I'm a grandma painter out there, right? So hey Stephanie, hey Barbara. I have an assistant. Her name is Heather. I've got her over in the corner. You can't see her. I'm not hiding her. I'm being selfish. But she's going to help me tonight. She's going to be reading some comments and letting me know kind of what's going on back here, because you all know it's hard to read comments and paint at the same time. So I wanted to tell you tonight too that we're going to be having a giveaway. We're going to be giving away all the products that I'm using tonight on this chair, which includes two jars of paint. Okay, and I have 2 paintbrushes. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to paint tonight. I've already painted half of the chair and it's dried. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Heather, are there any comments or anything? Anybody asking me any questions? So as I get started, leave comments, ask questions if you will. Heather's going to relay those to me and I'm going to answer them as I can. So, and also we are, in order to win the paint, you're going to have to share, okay? If we can get up to 100 shares, we're going to be giving away some paint and those 2 paintbrushes tonight. So, this is not hard to do. It doesn't take a lot of time, so I encourage you to go ahead and share right now. And once you've shared, if you will put in the comments that you've shared, and I would love to know what you're going to do with this free paint and the brushes once you win tonight. So yeah, tell me what you're going to paint. Are you going to paint fabric? Are you going to paint, a project? Do you have a piece of furniture? I'd love to know. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, but thank you, Barbara, for sharing. I appreciate you. So the colors that I chose for this chair, there's 2 different colors on this chair. And I used a technique that I use on my furniture called blending. And you can actually do the same technique on fabric that you do on wood. And I was pretty impressed when I started playing with this. I was thinking, it may not blend as well as it does like on the wood. You can't get the pretty effects, but I was pleasantly surprised. So, don't forget, if you're just coming on, my name is Do at Doodots and Designs. I'm new to Dixie Belle family, and I'm so happy to be here with you. And we're giving away paint tonight. I'm going to tell this one more time before I start painting, so you guys get a chance to win. So if you will share, and if we get 100 shares, we're going to give away some paint and 2 paintbrushes. So yeah, comment if you shared and tell me what you're going to be using the paint on. I'd love to know that. So let's go ahead and get started. Anytime that you're painting fabric, you need to wet the fabric. You need to moisten it first. Is there any comments or anything I need to be answering, Heather? Just shout them out if you see anything. Before we get started, I'm going to moisten, or I'm going to dampen the fabric. What that does, it allows the fibers to open, the fabric fibers, and accepts the paint a lot easier. So you don't ever want to just put your paint on just dry fabric, because it's going to take a lot of paint. It's going to soak up a whole lot of paint. And the good thing about this paint, the Dixie Belle Paint, the color that I chose is a beautiful color called Bunker Hill Blue. That's going to be the base. The reason I chose this is because it's so dark. And I have a really light fabric. And because Dixie Belle Paint is highly pigmented, it doesn't take a lot of paint to cover up, guys. It really doesn't. I'm super, super excited to be able to show this to you. So, and this tonight is just going to be a 1-step. I'm going to have to come back on a second live and finish the chair because of course once the fabric is wet, it doesn't dry very fast. It has to dry overnight. So we're not going to be able to finish it tonight, but we're going to go ahead and get started, okay? Thank you, Bobby, for sharing. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, sweetheart. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Before we get started, be sure and shake your paint well. And I have a bottle of water that I use to mist my furniture. A lot of times I'll mist my furniture before I paint anyway. I like kind of a little damp surface to move the paint around, and I do dampen my brush as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. We're gonna take the spray bottle with the water, and we're gonna mist over the fabric. I'm not gonna saturate it, but I'm gonna mist it pretty good. It needs to be pretty wet, and it's not gonna hurt if I get it on this side because that's already been wet. But too, when you choose a chair for painting, choose one that's pretty clean. You don't want one that has a lot of stains or if it smells. You know, find something that's pretty decent.
Does it leave water spots?
No, it does not. It does not leave water spots. I haven't seen that yet. Now, this is the first time that I've used Dixie Belle Paint on fabric. I've used other chalky-based paints before, so this one's new to me, but so far I love the way it looks. This doesn't have the wax on it, which we'll be putting on it in another video, but no, it does not leave water marks. I don't suggest that you take, I wouldn't ever use a really light color like a white or something on this because I like the highly pigmented paints because I think it covers better. Turn this around and spray all that area. I'm going to go ahead and spray the wood too. So you don't want it to be dripping, but you want it to be damp. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Okay. So what I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using a Dixie Belle paintbrush. And this is their bristle brush. They have a small and they have a large. I like this size. I think it's going to work really good. It's kind of a bristly, it's soft, but it also moves the paint around really, really well. And I love that about this. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start and I'm going to paint one coat of the Bunker Hill Blue. What a cool name is that, right? Bunker Hill Blue. I'm going to paint a whole coat over it, and then we're going to come back in with a different color. We're going to go back and we're going to do some highlights, and we're going to do some blending, some different colors. And my brush is already dampened. I didn't show you that I did that ahead of time, but you can take your spray bottle and just kind of mist your brush before you paint, and then just go ahead and get started. And you can see how easy this goes on. Can everybody see okay?
I just checked on mine. Some of them have blurry issues, but mine's working.
Okay.
And you're up to 45 shares.
All right. Okay. Heather tells me we're up to 45 shares. Awesome, guys. Keep a sharing. We get up to 100. We're going to be giving away some paint. And at the end, I'm going to randomly choose someone to be the winner, and I will announce it here. So hang tight with us, guys. It's not going to take a long time to paint this chair. It really, truly is not. So I don't anticipate this being an hour-long process. It's going to go pretty quickly. Do we have any Texas fans out there? Where are my Texas peeps, my girls?
One person asked, what part of East Texas are you from?
I am from Canton, Texas. Anybody give me a shout out for Canton, Texas? You know it's the home of the world's largest flea market, right? And who is they say it is? I don't know. I don't know that I believe that, so, but it's a great place to go junking. We'll just say that. Look at how easy this, guys. Look. It's just, I don't know if it's the paint or the brush or if it's both. It just glides on. It just moves on really, really smoothly. I am only putting one coat of this on. And the reason I'm only putting one coat is because it has so much pigment. It's highly, highly pigmented. It covers very well. And it dries pretty quick. So you don't want to play around with your paint too much. You want to get it on there and be done with it. Nobody's got time for that, right? All right. If you're just coming on, my name is Dew at Dew Dots and Designs. And I'm painting fabric tonight. And tonight we're going to be doing a giveaway. So if you want to get a chance to win some paint and some paintbrushes, go ahead and share this. If you want to save this video for later on and go back and reference to it, if you're planning on painting a chair, then save it to your to your personal page, and that way you can go back and see it again. So many times I'll be watching a live and then I won't save it, and then I'll try to go back and find it, and it's hard to find. So yeah, go ahead and save it. If this is something that you want to come back to later and look at, this is a good way. To Dixie Belle Paint. Let's see, let me turn this around. I'm trying not to get this on me. I'm usually the very neat painter, and I'm going to say that because I usually don't have to wear anything, but tonight I'd probably spill it all over myself, so right in front of everybody, so I'm going to try to be good here.
Someone asked what kind of paint it was.
Okay, Dixie Belle Paint. This is a mineral-based paint. It is highly pigmented, so it covers very, very well. And for a lot of projects, most projects, it can be covered with 2 coats. This one, I'm going to do 1 coat. Because after I paint it, I'm going to go back and do some blending. I'm going to show you how to take a lighter color and blend with the blue. And kind of get a cool effect. Not just a solid color piece of painted furniture. That to me is kind of boring. It needs to have something to kind of zhuzh it up a little bit, right? Okay, let me stand up here and get this paper. This is the first time I've painted a half a piece of furniture, so this is kind of unusual to have to go back and then kind of blend it in. But because the paint is water soluble, it's going to be really easy to reactivate it. I can take my spray bottle and spray it and then continue to work with it. And I love that about this paint. For you artistic painters out there who like to do a lot of blending and different types of finishes with your paint, Dixie Belle is really great for that. It's also pretty self-leveling too, I've noticed. I don't have to worry about a lot of brush strokes. One good tip I can always tell you is always use a good brush, you know. That's just my preference. I know people that paint with chip brushes, and that works too. It's totally okay. With a good paint, you can't really go wrong. Okay, get all that up in there. Do I have any decorative furniture painters in the house? Who out there's a decorative furniture painter? Give me some thumbs up or some hearts. Let me see you. Decorative furniture painters are a special breed of people, right? Battery's getting low. Oh my goodness. Really? Okay, let me turn this around. How are we doing on shares?
So far we have 65.
Okay, we got 65 shares, guys. We're getting close. If you want to get some paint.
Someone asked if you would use that for decor or normal seating.
No, you know, I'm a grandma painter. I have 6 grandkids, and Heather can tell you, I've got a couple of painted chairs in my house, and you know, they look just as good now as they do after the grandkids come. It's durable. The fabric feels a lot like a soft leather once you finish. But what I'll do is after this is painted and it's dried, I'll come back with a sanding block and I'll lightly sand over the whole piece. I'll clean it off, dust it off, and then we'll go back and we'll put a spray wax on top to seal it. And it will feel soft. And because it has a wax, which is actually really good because that's kind of like a repellent, you know. I have a chair that I actually painted kind of a cream color, and the kids put macaroni and cheese and all that other good stuff on it. And guess what? I don't cry about it. I just wipe it off and it's fine. And it's actually really pretty. It's a chair that sits in front of my piano actually that I painted. And the kids sit on it all the time and it looks fine. Okay. Just a little bit more paint and then we'll start with the blending. So Heather, what are some people saying they would use the paint for?
Oh, One lady said a buffet.
A buffet would be really pretty.
Woman said her kitchen cabinets.
Ooh, kitchen cabinets. Yes, I have plans on painting my kitchen cabinets, and that's, we're going to be doing that. I do. And also I have plans on painting some tile. I have a tile around my fireplace that I don't like. It's not pretty. So I'm going to be painting that too. So we've got lots of projects ahead with Dixie Belle, and it's going to be really cool. I keep seeing spots come up. Do you guys do that when you paint? You think you're finished and all of a sudden there's another spot?
Do you think that furniture paint is better than this, or?
Is furniture paint better than this paint? Well, it depends. I mean, this actually is a furniture paint. It's a multi-purpose paint. It can paint lots of different things. You definitely can paint wood with it, and I'm painting the back of the chair with it too. So, no, it's a great paint. It's good for furniture. It's good for fabric. I'm sure you can paint lots of different surfaces with it because it is the chalk-like mineral-based paint. I have painted a lot of stuff with the chalk-like based paints, anywhere from plastic to metal. Just, you know, whatever I find, I paint.
Someone wants to know what color that sink you have behind that chair is.
Everybody loves that. Let me tell you a little story about that piece back there, guys. That piece, actually, Heather, I think that was in one of the first garage sales I had when I met you. I tried to get rid of that thing for like $40 and nobody would buy it. Nobody would buy it. I got so sick of looking at it, I just finally decided, okay, I'm just going to put it out in the studio and I'm going to use it. And then one day I pulled out some paints. I don't remember the color. It's a milk paint, so it's kind of a chippy look. But guess what, guys? You can get a chippy look with this paint too. It's multi-purpose. I mean, it just depends on how you apply it. And I've got lots of tips and tricks, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to do that.
Do you have to varnish it afterward?
After we finish the paint, I'm going to put a spray wax on it. I have used paste waxes before on furniture, and it works, but I think I'm going to use a spray wax. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do some accents too. And I'm going to go ahead and put another coat just on the top, just to be safe and to keep it wet. If your paint starts getting a little dry, because it dries pretty quick, take your mister, your bottle, and just mist over it. And that will keep it flowable or movable. Is flowable a word? It'll keep it movable so you can keep moving it around, because we're going to be blending here in just a little bit. Okay.
What is the best sealer for this paint?
The best what?
Sealant.
The best sealant? There's multi-sealants that you can use. There's the wax. They have like a gator hide that is like a polyacrylic. I'm pretty new to Dixie Belle, so I haven't used all the products yet, but I have used the gator hide, and I love that because it's like water resistant. And I haven't used the wax because I don't have it yet, but it's coming and I'm going to. So what I've used is the gator hide, and I really, really loved it. But there's different ways of sealing this, different products. And I bet Terry from Dixie Belle is on here, and she could probably answer some of those questions too. Since I am so new to the family, I don't know all the products, but they're coming. And I'm going to be on here showing you all kinds of different ways to use this paint. Okay. Almost, guys. How are we doing on shares?
79.
79 shares, guys.
Someone asked, what did you do to prep the chair?
I did absolutely nothing to prep this chair. I will be honest. I'm a hot mess grandma painter. I didn't do anything. I wiped it down, but I didn't sand it. I didn't do anything. So with Dixie Belle paint, you don't really have to prep. But if you have a paint that If you have a piece of furniture that has kind of a red tone to it, or something that's going to bleed through a lighter color, you really need to seal it. I thoroughly believe in that. But because I've got such a dark color here, I don't feel like we need to do that. It's not going to be a problem. But for the most colors, no, you really don't need the prep other than cleaning your piece really well. If you have some areas that are not smooth, that need to be scuffed up a little bit, you could take a little light sandpaper. They have sanding blocks that you can use for that, and then wipe them down. They have a product, I can't remember the name of it, to clean the furniture with, and I haven't used it yet. I'm just an old-fashioned denatured alcohol and water girl is what I usually use, but I'm going to be trying their products, and they have a cleaner that's supposed to be really, really good, and I'm going to be using it on my cabinets for sure before I paint. Because on cabinets, you know, you have a lot of gunk, you have a lot of grease buildup and stuff, especially if it's in your kitchen. You want to clean them very well before you paint, so you want to do that. Okay, so this is all painted one coat of the Bunker Hill Blue. All right, can you see that? All right, guys, this is what we're going to do. I have a second color. The color we're going to be using is called Gulf. It's called the Gulf. The Gulf. That's in Texas, right? The Gulf, right? Well, it's also in Florida and Louisiana too. But it's a beautiful color. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to blend it with the Bunker Hill Blue. And we're going to come up with a whole nother color. So we're actually going to be getting 3 colors out of 2 colors, which is visually pleasing in the design world. You don't want to just do 1 color, or you don't want to do 2 colors. 3 colors look really, really well. So what I'm going to try to do is make this chair look like it's kind of worn and old. And what I'm going to be doing is shadowing around the edges, like where the legs would be hanging off, and it's going to be rubbing it, kind of like blue jean. It's going to look a little bit like blue jean when I'm done, but it's just going to be a little bit lighter blue. Okay? So I've got this paintbrush. I'm going to set it down. And I'm going to take the next paintbrush. And let's talk about this paintbrush for a little bit, okay? This is called Klingon. Anybody know about Klingons? Klingon is an amazing brush. I love these so much. I like the Dixie Belle brush, this one for applying the paint, but if you're blending paint, I highly recommend the Klingon brushes because it's so smooth and soft, and you can work that paint and move it around, and it's really smooth. So I'm going to take my water, and I'm going to mist my brush just a little. I'm not going to saturate it, but just mist it. I want it to be just damp so that I can move that paint around. So while it's still wet, and if it dries, remember, if it dries too quick on you, you can always take your mister and give it a quick squirt and reactivate it so you can keep working with it. You can continue to do this over and over and over until you get the look that you want. Because I am not, oh, I didn't shake that. Remind me to shake the paint before I use it. All right, give it a quick shake.
Dixie Belle said that you can use this outside.
You can. Awesome. Could be painting some furniture outside for sure. Yeah, I know the gator hide is good for outdoors too. So that's perfect on top of paint. All right, how are we doing on shares?
88.
All right, guys, we got 88 shares. We're almost to 100. So I'm going to take the paint. I'm going to put just a little bit on the end of my brush. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to start blending. And what I'm going to do is blend with the blue here. And just kind of pull it up as I go. And then that's going to create that shadow. Do you see how it went light? It went a light color and then it kind of blended in. We're going to play with this. And this is the fun part, guys, where you just play until your heart's content. Put a little more water on there. I'm going to be using both brushes. And probably going to have to reactivate this side a little bit too. This around so you can see it. If you've never used this paint and did the blending technique, you're missing out because it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
91 shares.
Woo! We're up to 91 shares. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue using this light color, and I'm going to go around the corners here because that's kind of where you're going to get the wear and tear all the way to the back. Kind of see. And I'm not being really super careful right now putting this on because we're going to be blending it. It looks kind of scary when you first do it. It's like, you know, you've messed it up, you've put a whole nother color on it, and it doesn't look good, but you just keep playing. Keep playing and blending. Okay, I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to go back with my blue brush and add a little more paint here. Try not to touch the paint and get me wet. Okay.
Is this paint available in Canada?
You know, I don't know if it's available in Canada. I think they're working on getting it there, if it's not there already. And Terry, could you come on and please answer that for me? Because I am not sure. I hope it is, because if it's not, it needs to be. So I got some Canadian friends on tonight. Super good. I have a lot of friends. Sandra. Hey. Yeah, I have a lot of friends from Canada that follow me. And by the way, if you're not following me, you can follow me on Doodads and Designs Facebook page. I also have a website. And Heather, if you'll put that link in there, you can find me. I do blog, a DIY blogger and decorative furniture painter. I do a lot of tutorials over on my website at doodadsanddesigns.com. And Heather's going to put that in there for you. So, okay. I'm going to stand up and blend, guys. So I'm going to have my back to you, so please don't be offended. But I'm going to have to stand up and do this to get the look that I want to make it match. Okay, let's spray a little more.
Do they sell the brushes at Dixie Belle retailers?
Yes, and if you have a retailer near you, and if you're looking for a retailer and you just want to go and look at the brushes, because not everybody wants to order online. I'm one of those, much rather order online and have it shipped to my house. But if you can look for a retailer near you, you can go over to DixieBellePaint.com and look for a retailer near you, and you can go in and shop there. They would love to see you, love to have your support. Or you can purchase online, like I prefer to do, because I'm the lazy grandma and I really don't want to shop. I really just want them to send it to me. Heather, would you put a link into Dixie Belle Paint for them? And you can go over and look at all the fabulous colors, all the different finishes, all the products that they have, and just kind of check them out. Looking pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to go back with my other brush. I'm going to take a little bit of the blue and we're going to blend it a little more. And we're just going to keep playing until we get the look that we want. Until I get the edges looking like they're just kind of worn. And I'm not so worried about getting the blue up here on the wood because I can go back in with the dark afterwards and I can clean that up. Right now, I'm just more concerned about the shadowing and the shading with these colors because I'm trying to get it to match the other side of this chair. This is like art on canvas. This is my canvas. The chair is my canvas. Can you imagine a beautiful a stencil or something on top of the chair? I mean, there's so many things you can do. Once you paint this, this is your canvas. You can do anything you want on here. Okay. Go back with a little more dark. Blend that in some more. This is just fun, guys. I always tease, I tell Heather, this is my my therapy. I hope my battery doesn't go down. I hope not. My battery says it's low. We're going to keep going now. Pretty good. Turn it around the back. And how are we doing on shares?
We got 98.
98 shares. 2 more, guy. 2 more. 2 more shares and we're going to call it. Okay? All right. So. All right. I think I've got the blending like I want up here. And I'm going to go back in. This is the next part we're going to do. We're going to go back in with a lighter color. And I'm going to go back and I'm just going to kind of hit the edges and make some little detail.
100 shares.
All right, we got 100 shares. All right, awesome. That doesn't mean to quit sharing. Keep sharing because we're going to pick somebody here in just a little bit. I'm going to take and just kind of bump the edges with this color. And you can see how that is kind of highlighting and creating some really cool look. Okay. Not much. And I'm going to do the same up here. All right. I'm just about done, guys. This is about all that I'm going to do for tonight, and I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to come back on, and I'm going to finish this up with some details. Okay? All right. Heather, would you go back through and pick a winner for us? And somebody out there is fixing to win some paint, so y'all hang tight. Don't go anywhere. Heather's going to look back through and just pick out somebody randomly. Hey, Debbie. I'm glad you love this. Nancy, I know you can't wait to try it. It's really cool. It really cool. Beth just shared too. Thank you for the share, Beth. But you just go back and kind of play with it. Just going to kind of highlight a little bit. Just pick somebody. My battery's getting low.
It's not letting me go back to look. It's only giving me like 6. So here we go.
There you go. All right, what you guys think? What do you think about the chair? Is it looking pretty cool? See some comments. You shared twice, Quail. Awesome! Quail gets, yay, awesome. Hey, Beth, thank you. You said it's pretty. All right. So, Heather, who is our winner for tonight?
It is going to be...
Drum roll.
Natalia Santiago.
That can't be her because she works at Dixie
okay.
Belle. She just chose the wrong person who works for Dixie Belle. She doesn't need any paint, right? Oh, drum roll.
Diane Galvin.
Okay, the winner is Diane Galvin.
Gauvin.
Gauvin. Diane, you are the winner of tonight's paint and paintbrushes. So look, awesome. Put it in the, I'd love to hear from you if you're still on. Put in the comments that you're the winner and let everybody applaud for you. We're so excited for you. Yeah. So, I am pretty much done with this chair for tonight. I'm going to let it dry. I'm going to come back on another night after it's dry, and we're going to embellish this with some other stuff. And I'm not really sure what I want to put on it yet. Probably some gilding wax, and I'm thinking maybe some copper. Some copper patina or something like that would be really pretty. So I appreciate you guys so much for joining tonight, and be looking for me in the next couple of days. I'm going to come back on live and we're going to finish up this chair, and Heather's going to put some more links in here for me over to the Dixie Belle Paint so you can purchase the paint or go and look at all the beautiful colors. And I'll go back through all the messages and look at if there's any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. I had a great time, and we will be seeing you soon. Take care. Good night.